Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to another Portside series. This is a series full of all kinds of information for the tournament co-angler at all levels. I encourage you to like and subscribe so you can be notified for future videos and to help us all become better anglers. In today's discussion, I want to discuss the first Northern Bassmaster Open of the season, which is on the James River. This tournament is being held April 14th through 16th out of the Osborne Landing Ramp near Richmond. The James River is a massive tidal body of water. It is over 40 miles of river with multiple creek arms and tributaries that roll in. And you throw the tide in on it, it can confuse even the most seasoned angler. The predominant species in the river is largemouth bass. The Virginia DNR for years has been stocking F1 hybrids, which are the Florida strain largemouth, into the Chickahominy River, which is a tributary of the James. The Chickahominy River does play a huge role in tournaments usually. A population of smallmouth is present, but they are fewer in population and size typically, so they typically don't play, and they're found near Richmond, which is near the boat ramp. But this body of water is a diverse body of water with many different habitats and cover options for the fish and the angler, from pad and cypress tree lined banks to man-made structures such as riprap, sunken barges, and seawalls. All play in this tournament. Will all play in this tournament. The forage base is abundant also. There's a good population of shad and white perch and so forth in the river. And the wild card or body of water specific type of forage is the blue crab, which or itty bitty crabs that they're blue. They're partially blue. The bass love them. There's like eating crab legs for us. So that is something in the back of my head that I'm going off of. As far as having history on this body of water, I do have a fair amount. Every year my club would go down to the Chickahominy River and we would fish a couple tournaments down there, club tournaments. I actually won a few. I also, my personal best is out of the Chickahominy River. 7-pound largemouth, almost 7 pounds. That's pretty big for a Pennsylvania boy, so don't be hating. I also fished a BFL regional there once, and I finished middle of the pack. And I fished last year's Bassmaster Open on there, which I had a lot of mishaps on the first day that cost me the second day, because the second day I had a pretty solid bag. I had, for a 3-fish limit, I had over 9 pounds. It bumped me up from like dead last to 70, somewhere in the 70s, and I was 2.5 pounds out of a check range roughly, and I had that on the line day one. So my day one came back and haunted me on day two. Hopefully, we're hoping for a different result this time. My prediction for this tournament is I think we're hitting it at an absolutely awesome time. I think it's going to be a smash fest. I think the fish are going to be pre-spawn with the water temperatures in the mid-50s. There will be a week or two out from actually locking on the beds. I anticipate the winning weight on the co-angler side to be in the low 20s, you know, 20, let's say 20 to 23, somewhere in that range. And I think the big fish factor is going to play in on this. You see that a lot on the James, where bags are anchored by one large fish, and that happens a lot on the co-angler side also. So I do anticipate the top 3 or 4 guys to have a fish in the over 6 or 7 pounds in their bag, in their 6-fish limit someplace. I think the biggest difference you're going to see is somewhere around that 40th place mark, which is the check cutoff. I think you're going to see bigger bags extend further down into the standings this year, just because of our timing. My goal as a co-angler into this is just to generate bites, and I think if I get through the numbers I'm eventually going to hit a better than average fish on the head. But I also plan on, once I get, you know, a good 4 hours in, I'm going to switch to baits that I've typically had success down there to catch my larger fish in the past, and hope it works out. So I am going spinning rod heavy. I understand that this body of water does look like a power fishing mecca, and it is, but it really does seem to lean towards finesse style fishing. I think the fish in that tidal current, they like that drift. So in conclusion, I think that James is going to be an absolute knockdown drag out tournament. And if you aren't participating, I encourage you to follow along on the Bassmaster website, or if you're in the area, come down to the weigh-ins in the afternoons. Also, be sure to check out my recap video after the tournament. It's going to discuss the good, the bad, the ugly, and any lessons learned I had throughout this thing. And hopefully that might help you. That's my intent, is to help other co-anglers, because co-angling can be very confusing. I've got over 15 years in this game, and I'm telling you right now, it still plays with me. So make sure you hang out or watch out for these future videos, and we'll go from there. Until then, good luck. I'll talk to you then. Thanks.